Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2024 Volvo S60 Black Edition. Before we begin this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Volvo in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this S60. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. This S60 has the B5 powertrain, so it's a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town, and then 35 on the highway, with power outputs being 247 horsepower and then 258 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see flat down the center and then kind of falls off on either side. We've got the cool Thor's hammer design for the LED daytime running lights. You got the fog lights down below, and then you guys can see the Volvo badge and everything else on the front end has been blacked out. And when you put it all together, the S60 blacked out looks so cool. Come around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 235, 40, 19 in the front and over in the rear. And the wheels, just like everything else in this car, blacked out, as you can see. I like the little cut there in the fender, and then you guys can see mirror caps, door handles, blacked out. Who would have thought? And then here's your full side profile with the S60, so you guys can kind of see everything together. Now here's a quick look at the key fob. You guys can see you've got the Volvo logo there on the front. We've got our lock and unlock function, and then the opening for the trunk. Now, taking a look at the cargo area, you guys can see that it's actually quite spacious. That's one of the big benefits here of the S60. It's not the biggest sedan on the planet, but it's decently sized. And plop, we don't have a spoiler or anything like that. They just keep things clean with the design. All the badges, though, blacked out, which they're kind of hard to see because the paint's also black. You guys can see the taillights, really cool effect there. And then this actually has the kick open function, even for the trunk. Anyways, putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on this Black Edition. Now, taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see that it's got soft touch here. I like this cloth trim down below. I think that's pretty cool. And then padding down below that, we've got some window control action, and then Volvo's cool door handles. And then taking a look at these seats, you guys can see the cloth mixed in with the leather trim. Really cool. Legroom here in the back's actually really good. We got a little storage net, got some storage space there, USB action as well. And then, of course, we have a slightly over-engineered cup holder armrest here. And then, last but not least, headroom's good. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see here soft touch at the top, and then all of the padding down below, and then look at the cloth trim that goes across. All of our window controls here with our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. Memory seat functionality, and then there's a quick look at the mirrors. Now, taking a look at the seats, you guys can see the cloth on the outside, and then notice soft touch all down the center. All of our adjustments here on the side for the seats, and then that's just to pop open the trunk, and then look at the vent and the trim here. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, nice soft touch trim all around. You got some practical controls in the front, like your cruise control, for example, voice command controls as well. Turn signal light stalk, windshield wiper stalk. We got this digital gauge cluster that shows all the information you need to see, and apparently the camera doesn't want to focus on it, but you can also do a map view there in the center, which you just press that little button and then it'll pop up. This one doesn't have the location enabled, so it's not going to pop up for us. Now, we do have a 360 camera system, so this is the rear view, and then you guys can see the view out the side, and then you also have like the front view as well. Really good resolution on the camera. As for the rest of the infotainment system itself, really good response time, as you guys saw. I mean, everything's easy to use. I like how accessible the climate controls are. For example, dual zone climate, for those of you wondering. And then when it comes to drive modes, well, we actually don't have any. I thought that we'd have a drive mode in this, but yeah, it's just all the same. I guess you can change the steering though. Look at that. We can do firm steering. Soft touch here on the dash, and again, I like this trim that goes across. I think that's really sharp. And then you got some analog controls down below, and then you have this random little storage thing, and you can pull this trim piece to kind of cover it all up, and I like the finish on this. It's pretty cool. You guys can see the crystal shifter there, and then engine stop start. Got a parking brake with our auto holds, and then you got storage space in the center console, some USB action. Nice soft touch here on the top, and interesting with the blank switch right there. Anyways, you guys can see with the glove box, also pretty big. And then we got our slider here for the panoramic. Well, it's actually almost a panoramic. We'll call it almost a panoramic. So here's our one sticker for this Black Edition. You guys can see all the standard equipment. Base MSRP after destination, everything. Total MSRP $47,745. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors. Throw the rest to the rear. And Volvo S60 Black Edition away. And if you guys didn't notice on the window sticker, front wheel drive. So I think this is the first time I've ever driven a front wheel drive Volvo. They're almost always all wheel drive because you know, you think Volvo, Sweden, right? They get snow, so it makes sense. But you know, obviously making it so that it's not all wheel drive helps out with the price point. So that's always a thing as well. And I will say right off the bat, seat comfort's really good. And oh, is that what I think it is? Yeah, it is. It's the Jaguar XF Sport Brake, whatever. Super rare, super rare. But yeah, I mean, so far it's comfortable. I just drove an XC40 before this, and I can tell you this is more comfy than the XC40. But again, this is similar in size to obviously the XC60. Woo! Torquey, that's for sure. It'd be interesting to see if this has, you know, front wheel drive dynamics that are annoying, because sometimes some front wheel drive cars can have that. But yeah, seriously, these seats though, like I like the bolstering and everything on them quite a bit. It's something that's, I don't know, it's cool, like how it kind of hugs you here on the side. AC works great. This is pretty baseline though. Like, does not have the upgraded sound system, doesn't have heated seats. I mean, this is like pretty much as base as it gets, but it still has the crystal shifter, of course. Man, this B5 feels good. Usually the B5 in the larger cars like this doesn't feel, you know, powerful enough, but I mean here, this application, I think it feels great. I like the turn signal sound. Yeah, it's got so much torque. It's quite impressive. So I think that's a big plus. Yeah, braking's really good too. What are crosswalks? What are crosswalks? But let's get our full-blown acceleration here. Ooh, man, the B5 feels good in this car. In the XC60 it felt meh, but here in this S60, maybe it's a front-wheel drive, right? You've got less power loss. Being front-wheel drive, right, less power loss, so maybe that's kind of what's happening here. So to pull everything together, man, people just run across the street like crazy. I think this looks cool. I like the blacked out theme. I said this, I think, the first time I reviewed a Black Edition. I think it'd be cool if Volvo did this package on like a white car, because then like the contrast I think would look really cool. You could just have the Black Edition just blacks, and I understand like the dark theme kind of does that, but I don't know. I think that would be cool. Like everything blacked out, but then on a white car. Like, look at this. This is an XC40 dark theme. I don't know. Oops. Anyways, don't worry, it's fine. Let me know what you guys think about the Black Edition. Let me know if you agree with me, if you think that the Black Edition should also be on cars that are not black.